Welcome to today's collective general reading. As always, remember to use your own discernment, join with intention, and allow the message to be received with an open heart. A quantum reminder, we are speaking through symbol and story here. So please do not rely on tarot readers for factual evidence. You are always encouraged to do your own research, especially when engaging with strangers on the internet. Now, if you haven't watched the previous reading, I recommend you do that because I am jumping right off of that. I put my cards away in a certain manner. And if you've watched a few of my videos, you've seen me do things a certain way. And I just did something different when I was putting away one of the decks. And it was that inner compass moment of, is this still magical if I do it in a way that has not been what the ritual is? And the immediate answer was, it's magic if I say it's magic. Meaning, it's always the intention that you put within it. And I'm not saying that your ritual should or can be changing all the time and remaining the same. What I am saying is that our rituals do evolve with us. Stone stories. So I'm seeing here all of the etches in the stone, right? And then we can see these squares that are all, you know, copied and pasted, kind of like when someone's like patching up a golf field, right? Everything is still here, and sure, it is still in the same order, although it is not exactly as it was. And just because there is a separation in presentation does not mean that this feather is not continuing to fly. This feather is not as long as it is what I'd wanted to say. Okay, so who is this message even for? I'm getting that, who are you? Who? Normally my tarot decks, I have 4 that I keep off to the side. And they normally are very kept. You know, I go to pick up one and I pick up all of it. But just then I had to keep fluttering because the top card kept being at the bottom of another deck. Also, when I had taken a break after that meeting, it was just this in and out, in and out, in and out. 3 of Spires, we have this 3 of Swords. So this pain, I guess you could say, in one way of having with the world. 2 of Swords, 6 of Swords, 9 of Cups, the Sun, Page of Stones, the Hanged One. So about the fact that you have pain, that there is hurt in life, you have a choice. One of those choices can be to bridge connections, to not leave yourself stuck and isolated on the mountain, but to choose to come down and meet the water. Now, in this card here, in the previous reading, I was looking at these 3 bright, shiny things in the sky. And what I'm seeing is that this boat is headed towards one of them. It has chosen a North Star. It's not about, do you see how like we are looking straight ahead? This is the clear horizon. He is going exactly, look at that confirmation, me calling it a man. Anyway, the person steering this boat is going directly to the star it has placed in front of itself. It does not mean that there are not still other stars in the sky. All it means is that they have chosen a direction to pursue. In choosing one specific connection, This is what brings them to the sun. I'm seeing here, yes, I know that's the symbol for sun in astrology, but also recognizing the monad. And again, seeing this sun that's behind the clouds, although it's not any less bright, just because there is haze. Once you figure out what it is that you want, that's when you can start beginning. You can start planning. I'm looking here, there's this, it's funny, in the last reading I had made the example of an engineer. This person is architecturizing a dome of some kind of a building, right? And looking out on the horizon, you can see here at the top of this building, it's flat. That could probably fit a dome. But if what this person is planning to put into production, to birth into our physical world, stones being pinnacles, it will in one way or another obstruct a view. I'm not saying don't build this building, but I'm saying don't build it without recognizing the impact and influence it will have on your daily life. Don't build it if you don't know if you really want it. What's the point in building it if you're going to tear it down afterwards? Now, there are some things that exist to fall down. Tower moments are a natural part of life, right? But what I'm hearing is that this being... I don't know, what's flowing through my blood, you could say, is that the work, the great work, is putting plans into action. And so for putting it into action, you need to be okay with and actually in support of it coming to fruition. You need to want for it to exist. Perhaps this hanged one, which is the hanged man, perhaps it is that switch of what do I want versus what has been told to me that I should want. Perhaps if we consider this and it's talking about the view, it's looking up beyond the view. It's taking away the window frame. It's actually stepping into nature to consider what it is you want to be building. What do you want to be co-constructing with the universe? I'm seeing here this little... what do you call it? I always think of that Robla something medication commercial about having like aches and pains, and they have this little guy with all those needles stuck in him. But something about being stuck in one frame, position, viewpoint, frame of mind. Maybe it's frame of mind. And thinking that what you want is outside this window because that's what you've started to explore. You've decided that you're going to build something and it's going to go here. Before you decide to put this plan into action, leave the building. Walk outside of the pinnacle structure you have been inhabiting and take another view of what it is that you are magnetized to, but also what it is that inspires you, that brings you joy. That is what you want to be doing with your life all of the time. I want to say top. It would be 3. Oh, smoke came out again. Smoke had come out earlier. Antimony, smoke, and wise salt. So I am seeing these. Where'd they go? Here. I can't see what's right in front of me. I'm seeing these 3 lights. Yes. I'm also seeing these pyramids, again, like this, with a dot over each of them. This is like the messiest I've had my cards. I normally do my cards with so much intention, and something today is not quite the same. Wise salt. So I am seeing the, like, how through crystals comes all color. and black is the lack of color. White has every color. But in this piece of, this is ancient Lemuria, I'm always looking at, there's dirt inside this crevice that I've tried to get out some, and then I kind of just was like, you know what? See this tiny, teeny little bit of sand that comes with it. What is it that is coming through the crystal when the light is positioned at a certain place? This image of a circle cut in half duality was in the previous reading. And what I'm seeing is that when you reposition according to what you are bridging as your North Star, yes, this does birth everything that you want it to be, but only when you have everything into alignment. This here that we'd had was serenity. And so I'm seeing here with the blue and green, that's specifically these colors here. But all that to say, I turn it this way and it's aligned with the red. I turn this way, it's aligned with that green. I see it this way, it's aligned with the yellow and orange. It's not that there is only one path. It's that you need to choose one. I'm not saying it can't be complex and nuanced and you could have like 4 things that actually combine into one. You can absolutely do that. But you need to, before you start putting your towers on your buildings that are already half constructed, you do need to look around and decide where it is that you are going to aim for your North Star. Because if you keep changing the direction that you're aiming for, you're just going to stay lost in the water. Now I will read this one for wise salt. What number are you? Eight. XX, no. I get so turned around at a certain point. Okay. Wise salt, as I am still keeping this ancient Lemuria in my hand. Holding this off to the side. Wisdom, grit, preservation. Wise salt is the sacred ingredient of preservation. In due time and with due experience, the alchemist slowly develops these granules of wisdom that can someday be passed to another. Salt retains, preserves, and absorbs. It brings complexity to flavors and grit to slippery roads. Such is the magic of sal sapiente. Someone who carries wise salt is immediately recognizable. Their words hold meaning. Their stories are deep and true. They have wisdom that cannot be attained by any other means than decades of pain and pleasure. You may experience wise salt through the elders of the community. When this card appears, know that everything you are going through will be of use down the line. Alchemically, you are being brined. Preserve what you can, let go of the rest, and lean heavily on your elders. It says to go deeper, read about the salt marches in India, and to ponder the taste of tears. And so what I'm viewing this as for this reading is learn to release 1 to 2 paths, because you can't keep turning your boat around and around and around. You need to decide where you are directing your energy. Because when you're 7 of Cupsing everything, when it's, oh, that looks shiny, that looks good, I think I want that. And I don't mean that you're shallow about it. It's just you're not able to pick because there are so many things that interest you / you feel pressured in. So the recommendation for this reading is just start there. Don't worry about picking one thing in one direction right away if that's something that you're having trouble with. First, start with, what do I want to do? What do I feel I'm supposed to want to do? And draw a line down the middle of the page. What do I want? What do I feel forced? And just start there. Don't worry about making a decision. You're just putting words into paper. You're using up a piece of tree and some ink. That's fine. Trust the trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So don't worry about keeping up with someone else's timeline or schedule or expectation for and of you. You do you, baby boo. You do you cosmically. Okay? 15 minutes. Man, I've been speaking fast, or this is very slow. If this resonated with you, if it interested you in any way, you can like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to hear from me more often. In the description, you will find a link to the 444 Collective, which is my Substack, and kind of this virtual ecosystem where we can gather and have more conversations about these things in depth. That's not necessarily for the whole public World Wide Web. Stay tuned.